Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Box Young, a platform where we simply discuss, critique, and analyze and simply talk about the sport of boxing in a level-headed, mature, coherent fashion. Definitely subscribers since day one. Recent subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Flash Lives. You know, the premieres of my videos such as this right now, tuning in real time, chatting away there. Thank you so much. And I like to collaborate as much as I can too while, during the premieres, while they're premiering the videos. I like to chat with the community also, and definitely those who, tune into the Flash Lives, collaborating there in the live chats. Playback family, salute also. I thank you so much, man, for commenting in the comment sections of the videos. Just everybody, who's rocking with me. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for liking it up. You know what I'm saying? Liking the videos, liking the content. Definitely. If you're new, if you love the sport of boxing, this is simply the place for you. It's as simple as that. We don't complicate life. We just talk about it and chop it up, you know what I'm saying, in a level-headed fashion. Everybody has a right to their opinion. That's what it's about here, definitely. We keep it clean, and that's what's great about it, too, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to talk about this, about Benavidez recently, talking on an interview while he's getting his hair cut, getting his hair buzzed there, definitely. It's from fighthype.com. I'm going to leave the link in the description to that video so you can check it out on your own, you know what I'm saying? Several things that were talked about in that interview. There were some questions I really didn't care about, you know what I'm saying? The main thing that got my attention was Caleb Plant, okay, when Benavidez started talking about Caleb Plant, okay, so that's what I mainly want to talk about. But just to give you an overall summary of what was talked about in that video, like I said, link in the description. Shouts out to Fight Hype, great content right there, definitely. As of late, I haven't really had too much time to hear interviews from fighters, definitely. I just haven't had too much time, really. But in this one, I did, because I took some time out to check out Benavidez, and it was a short clip, so it was cool. So, he was asked about certain things along the lines of, some drama that happened in the ring with his younger brother, Jose Benavidez, shouts out to him, and Caleb Plant, and there was some footage also from a couple of platforms. There was some footage where, Jose Benavidez and Plant, they were going back and forth. I don't know why they were in the same gym together, but whatever. Them teams are going to clash at it. Some drama I can really care less about, but what happened was Caleb Plant smacked or something like that. I mean, I don't think the camera really caught it because the angle that was focusing on Plant more, but I think he slapped somebody, and they were just good. I don't know, Caleb Plant's coach got beat up or something like that, man. But whatever happened there, I can really care less about. They were talking about that. That's the reason why I'm kind of summing up what was being talked about in that video, in that interview. But they were talking about that. They were talking about, David Benavidez and his name, why it's El Bandera Rojo and stuff like that. Whatever, I can care less about some questions that were asked there by the person who was recording or whatever. But what caught my attention, man, mainly in this video was this, and that's why I want to talk about it and just analyze it and break it down. Okay, well, you go back, man. Let's go back first. You know that Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, they have some beef between each other, man. I mean, they don't like each other, it seems like. That's kind of what it is. That's kind of what it boils down to, They don't like each other, man. And I think that this serves, ladies and gentlemen, for a fight. For years. They should. Okay, this is the thing, man. That's what with the sport of boxing. You got divisions, and you got divisions where there are two potential fighters that can fight each other potentially, and they haven't fought, obviously, and it serves for a great fight, right? For example, Spence and Bud. Yeah, you know that Overkill talk, right? But that's an example. There are other examples out there in other divisions, whatever. But Spence and Bud is one of the ones that are really, really just out there, And here and that's in the welterweight division, obviously. And here in the super middleweight division, ladies and gentlemen, this rivalry between Caleb Plant and Benavidez, potential fight, this is huge, man. And it's been going on for such a long time. It's kind of sad that they haven't fought yet. That's kind of my put on that aspect. That I think it's sad that these two guys haven't fought. I mean, everybody knows the story that, Benavidez he got stripped or whatever twice. So he's former middleweight, super middleweight WBC champ. The time before Plant fought Canelo, and this was a while ago, I just don't remember. I mean, I'm sure if you research it, you'll find it somewhere. I remember Plant saying something along the lines of when Benavidez didn't have his belt. And when Plant was asked about, a fight with Benavidez or whatever, and he said, something along the lines of, don't quote me on it, but something along the lines of, Caleb Plant said something like, Benavidez has nothing to offer, he doesn't have a belt. And this rivalry between them two goes way back. I mean, they just, I think they should have fought already, but it is what it is. What I'm trying to say is this. This year, ladies and gentlemen, these guys should fight. These guys should fight. And the reason why I brought Caleb Plant and saying what he said, some time ago, now it's not really Benavidez doesn't have anything to offer, because now Plant doesn't have, if you want to talk about that, he has nothing to offer because he doesn't have a belt. Now Plant doesn't have much to offer either. So why don't they just two go at it now? They might as well just fight each other, because neither of these guys have belts. Okay, that's one point that I had to bring out. Neither of them have belts. Why not go at it? They're top 5. If I'm not mistaken, you go to the rankings, right? I do recall, to a certain degree at least, generally speaking, the four sanctioned bodies, they're top 5 in the rankings. These guys, if I'm not mistaken, in most rankings, at least we can say, okay, in most, these guys are the top 5. This was served for an amazing fight, man. And in that interview, he was asked about Plant, right? And Benavidez, I just remember what the question was. The interviewer, man, the guy with camera, whatever, shouts out to him. I don't know his name, but like I said, there's so many platforms out there and names. I just, I don't remember these guys, but most of them at least. But he talked about, they're bringing the whole Plant and Canelo fight situation, and what he thought when Plant said something like, hey, pretty good for 26-0 or whatever. When Plant said that when he was in the ring with Canelo while he was fighting him in round 9, if I'm not mistaken. And Benavidez gave his 2 cents on that. And then the reporter, the guy, he talked about that Plant. I got to point this out also. That Plant has an eye injury. I didn't know this. Okay, I did not know this. He referred to. I don't know why he brought it out, but I don't know if it's confirmed, because I didn't know this. Benavidez didn't know it either. I never heard of that. That was the first I've ever heard of Plant having an eye injury, his eye being injured from the Canelo fight. If you have heard of that, please chat there. Please confirm there, and if you're tuning in real time right now in the premiere, put that, please type it out, please. What happened and what is it, and to what degree is that eye injured? Because I never heard of that. Benavidez has never heard of that either. I didn't have the slightest clue or idea that Plant had an eye injury from the Canelo fight. And I don't know why this reporter guy brought up, but he brought up for some reason, and I don't even know if he was sure about it, because the way he sounds like he's not even sure, because Benavidez was like, what, his eye's injured? And the other guy's like, oh, well, I don't know, man, but whatever. So, if that's the case, I got to bring this out, man. If that's the case, this whole Plant and Benavidez potential fight, I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon. It should be this year, though. It should be this year. Just like some time ago, when the Plant and Canelo fight was announced around that time or before, I just don't remember. I pushed a video talking about Charlo should fight Andrade, okay, at 160 in the middleweight division. That they should have fought. That was perfect. That was a perfect opportunity for them to unify at middleweight. But what happened? Why? Because around that time, it was announced that Triple G was going to fight that Murata guy in Japan or whatever. But everybody knows what happened there. They postponed it. Who the heck knows what's going on there with Triple G and Murata? I don't care. Okay, I just don't care. But Charlo and Andrade, it was prime, perfect time for them to fight. Just like right now. Okay, this is what I'm talking about now. For the super middleweight division, it's the same situation here, and this is a similar situation as to what I was saying for Charlo and Andrade. But the only difference here is these two guys don't have a belt. But who cares? This serves for a great fight, because there's been a rivalry between these guys, ladies and gentlemen, for a minute. For a long minute, man. There's been a rivalry. They don't have belts. Okay, fine, go at it now. It's time to go at it. So getting back to that, supposedly Plant has an eye injury. I really don't know, never heard of it. Benavidez, it was the first for him to hear that too, And he was saying, yeah, I'm sure he'll be back soon so I can whip his behind, So I'm paraphrasing, right? But this is what I wanted to point out. That interview talked about it towards the end of the video, which I think was I take most out of that interview, this part, towards the end. Where Benavidez, and then the reporter guy said, oh, you still want to fight him? You still want to fight it? And Benavidez still wants that smoke, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I want to talk about. Benavidez, he'll fight anyone, man. I see, I love Benavidez, man, and his heart and his approach with these guys, man. He don't care who it is. He don't care what name it is. He wants to fight. He wants to fight the top, and if anybody puts their names in his mouth, he's going to get at you. He's going to call you out and be aggressive about it, just like he did with Charlo, and y'all know what happened there. Y'all know what happened there, you know what I'm saying? So I got to give my credit and big ups to Benavidez, even though I'm going to hurt all these guys. I've criticized him for missing weight, man, in his last fight. You know, and the last time he had his belt, at least. And it was stripped from him. Unfortunately, you know, he had a big he missed out on a huge opportunity in fighting Canelo, potentially at least. You know, he lost the belt and, you know, it got stripped from him, whatever, y'all know what happened after that. Y'all already know. I don't have to get back into that. But I gotta exalt this quality in Benavidez. He's a type of guy, he'll go to your face and he'll confront you if you've said something about him, if you called him out. You know, in the context of boxing, he wants to see you in the ring. He's gonna see you. He's gonna come see you. Okay, and it's not to eat dessert and have a nice dinner. No, it's to say, okay, when? Let's get it. You know, that's what I love about Benavidez, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that Benavidez is genuine that he still wants to fight. He's genuine in what he's saying. He still wants to fight Plant. I gotta say this, man. Plant. Okay, because the reporter in that same context of that question, he talked about, oh yeah, because Plant is barking up the Charlo tree, and this is the thing that I don't like. This is the thing I gotta speak. I got to, and that's got to be 100 to everybody. I don't know, and I just don't remember. I made a video on it, and I think I have an article on it, and quoted people. I just don't remember. I really don't know where this came from, this whole Charlo and Plant beef. If I'm not mistaken, Charlo said something. I really don't know. I just don't remember the details, at least. But this is my thing. Why is not Plant calling out Benavidez? Can somebody please answer me that? Okay, now I understand. Plant was really busy with the Canelo stuff, the Canelo fight, the build up to the Canelo fight, the fight. Now it's time to recover. I really hope this fight happens, man. I don't want to hear, because I don't understand. Like I said, please confirm somebody about Plant's eye. Is it really injured? And was it really that badly injured? Because if that's the case, this is the thing that's going to kind of suck, which I kind of see that may happen with Plant. Watch. He's going to wait months and months for his eye to heal, And as it is, Plant isn't the most active fighter out there. Let's just be 100, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate, Plant's heart, and, he's a warrior also, man. This would serve for an amazing fight even more now, because Plant has experience with Canelo, man. With one of the best, or if not the best out there, man. Plant has experience in the ring now with Canelo, man. If not the best, the best. You can say he's not the best, or I don't care what people say, you know what I'm saying? But he's up there. Canelo, you already know, man. Top notch. He's top notch. I mean, say what you want, hate all over. I don't know, whatever, People can say whatever they want. A lot of people don't give him the credit they want to give him. It doesn't matter. But people have to admit, Canelo is elite, man. And Plant has shared the ring with elite status. That's a big advantage for Canelo. I'm sorry, for Plant, ladies and gentlemen. Plant has shared the ring with elite status, and that gives Plant a big advantage. Why not take the fight this year with against Benavidez? Benavidez also talked about, towards the end of that video, link in the description, I repeat, shouts out to Fight Hype once again. He talked about, going for the interim belt or something like that, to get an opportunity to fight Plant, if I'm not mistaken, around those lines. But the thing I get from this is this. Benavidez wants to fight Plant, man. Benavidez wants to fight Plant. And you know what I think? I got to bring this out, man. I personally think Plant, I don't know if he wants that smoke with Benavidez, ladies and gentlemen. I doubt it. The way that, it seems like the way that Plant, he's not aggressive in what he's looking for concerning Benavidez. When it comes to, and also in this interview, Benavidez said, that's why these guys don't want to fight me. None of these guys want to fight me. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that, Benavidez is just saying that just to, make himself look good and make himself look dangerous. I think he's speaking the truth, man. I really believe him. I really tend to believe David Benavidez. I personally think that Plant just doesn't want to fight Benavidez, man. At least soon. Maybe Plant has said and voiced that he does want to fight Benavidez, but I don't see him being aggressive about this, ladies and gentlemen. I do see Benavidez. he has been aggressive about it. I don't think Plant has been so aggressive at all and wanting to fight and looking to fight Benavidez. This is the perfect opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. This is the perfect time frame, the first half of this year, 2022, for Benavidez and Plant to go at it. Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, the fireworks. Just imagine, I'm not sure. I can't make a prediction right now on this, but what I want to say mostly in this video, and that's what it's about. Benavidez is still aggressive. He's still aggressive, and he still wants that Plant fight. But the question is, does Plant really want it? I'm not so sure, man. I'm not so sure. I'm not saying that Plant's ducking. I'm not saying that Plant's a coward. Of course not. I don't call these guys that. I don't call fighters that. I'm not saying that. But I'm thinking that Plant's probably saying, you know what, this is a risky fight. Of course, he's not going to tell anybody. Of course, much less he's going to tell the public. Of course, he's going to say, I want to fight everyone. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, there's something about Benavidez that convinces me that he really wants this Plant fight. And I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure Caleb Plant wants this fight. Do you think so? What do you think, man? You got to check this video out. Like I said, this, the link in the description of this video, man. This interview where he's getting his haircut. Shouts out to Benavidez, man. I love what he does. I like what I see in the ring. I like his aggressive approach in the ring. I like how he just goes. He smells blood, or if he tastes blood on his face, or if he's bleeding, he gets excited and he's gonna go at you even more. That's Benavidez. It seems like he gets stronger. You know how they say about certain fighters, they get stronger as the rounds go by or whatever. It seems like that's what Benavidez does, man. He doesn't really slow down in his fights, man. Look at his past couple fights, man. He's hungry. He's hungry, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he's learned. I think that Benavidez has learned from those belts getting stripped from him for the first time. If I'm not mistaken, he's coke in his system or whatever, drugs. Good thing he's off of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? That he's off of that stuff now. And the second time because he missed weight. Okay, I think he learned from this, man. I think he learned from those two experiences. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes fighters have to learn from, big L's. Not necessarily losses in the ring from losing to an opponent, but sometimes, from missing weight, from the title getting stripped from you, for not being disciplined in your life, and you see the consequences affect your professional lives. In this case, boxing, their careers. I think, Benavidez has really learned from that, and he really wants to come back at this hungrier than ever, as if he is the biggest underdog out there, in which he's not, in my humble opinion. He's not an underdog at all. He's like #1 contender in 3 sectional bodies, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever you want to call it, contenders. I don't know. But he's up there in the rankings, man. He's way up there. Top 5, 1, rank 2, rank 3, something along those lines amongst the 4, So, but what I'm trying to emphasize in this video, man, is that Benavidez really wants to fight Plant still. What's Plant going to do, man? This is the best fight to be made thus far this year in the super middleweight division. Why? Because, okay, or maybe not the best. I don't know. Because if Charlo and Canelo fight, I mean, that's also would be the best, amongst the best. But if we have a Plant, ladies and gentlemen, if we have a Plant and Benavidez fight, this would be amongst the best. If Charlo and Canelo fight this year in the super middleweight division, and Plant and Benavidez, that's amongst the best fights in the super middleweight division. Why not make it this year? And why not make it soon? And I hope that's not the case with Plant, man, that, I got an eye injury, I got to wait another 6 months and 7 months or 8 months. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, these guys got to be active. They got it in there. They got to get it while the iron is hot. Strike while the iron is hot, ladies and gentlemen. Grab the bull by the freaking horns and get at it. So I'm telling you, but I got to reiterate this one more time. I don't know if Plant really wants that Benavidez smoke, man. I don't think he does, man. Maybe it's too risky for him. And maybe he's going to go out another, warm-up fight. Yeah, I know you got Anthony Durrell out there. I know you got these other names, Zach Parker. Maybe that's going to happen next. I really don't know, It's probably going to be, if that's the case, because if I'm not mistaken in the WBO ranking, if I'm not mistaken, Zach Parker's ranked #1 or something like that, and Benavidez is ranked #2 or vice versa. The point is here, I mean, who knows if, but if I'm not mistaken, I don't recall if the Lemieux fight, if it's Lemieux versus Benavidez still. I just don't remember which date, and I don't know if it was postponed or whatever. I don't know if I haven't checked in on that. So, but if that's the case, okay, if it's either Benavidez or Parker next, or Benavidez or Lemieux next, if that fight is still on, which I think it still is. I haven't just checked recently, but I think it still is. David Benavidez and versus Lemieux. If he gets through that, if he gets through Lemieux, come on, please make Plant and Benavidez, please. I mean, Plant got to go for the gusto, man. I'm telling you. But it's most likely that Plant will go for another, not another, but he just fought Canelo. I mean, so. But he'll probably go for a lube job or whatever they call it, warm-up job, warm-up fight, or tune-up, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? Because most of these fighters do that, ladies and gentlemen. Most of these fighters do that. You already know. They always do that. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Take a tough championship fight between another champion. They fight each other, win or lose, then they go take a tune-up fight. It just is what it is. If that's the case for both these two guys for their next fights, then it will probably be next half of this year. The next half of this year, we got to see this, ladies and gentlemen. We got to see Plant and Benavidez. I'm telling you. So we'll see what happens, man. But I think just Benavidez really wants to fight Plant, man. And this is genuine. I mean, this is genuine rivalry, man. This is genuine rivalry. And this is my last point. I referred to it a moment ago. I said I don't want to make an analysis and break down the fight between these two guys, but it would be tough. Because, like I said, Plant has that experience in fighting elite status in Canelo. But Benavidez has that grit. He has that dog, which I think Plant doesn't have much of. Compared to Benavidez. I don't think Plant has that dog in him where he smells blood. He's going to go for the kill. Benavidez does. That's what makes this fight so, exciting, this potential fight, if they're to fight, man. It makes it so exciting, ladies and gentlemen. And their styles, too. Benavidez don't back down. He's not going to back down. He don't care how sweet you look. He doesn't care how your footwork is. He's just going to go at you. He's going to cut the ring off. He's just going to, push that pressure on you. His defense is not the best, though. That's the downside there. But, he's aggressive. And that's what I love about Benavidez, man. I'm telling you, that's what makes his fights exciting. So I got to reiterate, man. I don't know. What do you think? I'm going to ask you. What do you think, man? Do you think Plant wants this fight? Do you think he really wants to fight Benavidez? I'm not so sure of it. Until he proves me wrong. Until Plant proves me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to be convinced. I hope it doesn't. I hope that's not the case. I hope this year they fight. And I hope we don't hear no other excuses out there, on Plant's side. Because on Benavidez' side, he don't have no excuses, ladies and gentlemen. He don't have no excuses. I personally don't think we're going to hear any excuses on behalf. If the opportunity presents itself, where Benavidez, and they start negotiating, I don't think there's going to be excuses on Benavidez' side. I don't think it's going to be on his side, ladies and gentlemen. But man, I'm telling you, these guys got to fight. And I like what I heard from Benavidez, man. He wants to go at him. He wants to go at Plant. He wants that smoke. I'm just not so sure Plant wants it, man. So, hey, Renee Boxing, comment in the comment section. If you disagree, that's fine. What do you think? Did Plant recently say something to differ what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't think so. and if Plant, because if I'm not mistaken, he's called out a couple names recently, but I don't think he's aggressive about it. I don't think he really wants it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes fighters say things, but I'm just not so sure and not convinced sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, man. If you beg to differ, that's fine. It's all good. We all have different opinions. Go ahead and comment in the comment section. What do you guys think, man? I think this fight has to happen this year. I think Benavidez wants it more. Yep. So, hey, man, thank you guys so much. Like it up. Go ahead and share. Hit the notification bell so you know when I push premieres such as this, when I do my flash lives, etc., man. Thank you guys so much. Renee Boxing is a platform we simply discuss, critique, analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing in a level-headed, mature, coherent fashion. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. Renee Boxing. Peace out. Stay safe.